The New Species product line of high-potency nutritional supplements empower your body to fight for you so you can enjoy your life full of energy, strength, and endurance.
Our mission at NuSpecian is to offer products to help purify and rebuild your body system so you can lead a better, longer life.
NuSpecian formulas are designed to comprehensively meet your body's nutritional needs. A tablespoon can replace many bottles of tablets filling your cabinets. NuSpecian raw plant-based ingredients are easily absorbed and used by your body. It's safe and effective nutrition that you can really feel. Each of our formulas is designed to support your body as a whole, allowing it to do the work it was designed to do.
My labs have shown that my body's gotten stronger, so I know NuSpecian works.
Maintain, improve, or rebuild your health with the help of NuSpecian.
Order now at NuSpecian.com.
Good morning and welcome to the NuSpecian Live. I'm Mary, filling in for Jillian.
Oh, great. Thank you. And I'm Aston. Thank you all for joining.
Wonderful. NuSpecian's mission is to help our clients to live better and longer. NuSpecian provides powerful plant-based formulas that are designed to help your body be resilient against the toughest of health challenges. We're all on our own health journey, and what makes a good health choice means something different for each one of us. That's why we're hosting this Q&A every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So that you can ask the questions that will keep you moving toward your health goals.
And if you don't ask questions, we take over and we'll tell you what we want to tell you.
Exactly. If you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, thank you so much for joining us. But if you intend on commenting or asking us any questions in the chat, you do need to come on over to our website. So it's really quick. Just go to NuSpecian.com, click on live stream in the menu, and then click on the Q&A. You can also submit questions in advance on our NuSpecian app anytime during the week. If you provide your email address in your submission, we'll send you the clip once your question's been answered. And we leave our Q&A up on NuSpecianTV.com once they're concluded. So if you miss it, you can always go there to see it as well. We would also like to get everyone to join our list and download our app. So we want to keep you informed about any new education that we're doing, discounts that we might have, any other announcements. So Kayla's going to link a form in the chat that gives us permission to contact you at whatever medium works best for you, whether that be text or email or even physical mail. Please update your contact information with us so that we can stay in touch with you. We have one important announcement that I think everyone has been waiting on for a very long time. And this is that Brooklyn will finally be reopening.
Boy, after how many weeks, months?
It's months. Unfortunately, it's months at this point. And we're so sorry that it's been so long.
It's hard to find good people.
It is.
And that's the only reason, folks, we are trying to make sure we find people who can serve you, because ultimately you're the recipient of all our services. So we have to make sure we find the right people. So it took us all this time, but bear with us.
Yes, please do. And we have a wonderful new employee, Joshua. He's been training. He's getting ready to serve you well. He will be there August 23rd. So that's Wednesday will be the first day that we're reopening. And then we're going to have a little bit of a grand reopening celebration on the weekend with a friends and family event on Saturday, the 26th. There'll be a special something for anyone who shows up that day. Between 12 and 5 p.m. is the event. So
very special
yes.
something.
We want to see everyone there. We're going to be very excited.
Right, and you don't have to be Brooklynites to be there. You could be anywhere on the planet. You can just show up and enjoy everything we are going to have there. So, including the special, very special surprise.
Yes,
All
definitely.
right.
All right. Let's get into it.
Okay, so women's health. Last week we spoke about men's health, and this week we want to speak to women's health. And this is what every girl, every woman should know if you have girls or women in your lives, in your family, in your social circles, work, etc., you should call them right now, chat them right now, anywhere they are on the planet, and tell them to join and just listen in for a few minutes, because what I'm going to say is critical to all women's health, all women of all cultures, very critical that they know this, because your doctors will not tell you, and you watch CNN or Fox, you get the point. They will not tell you. Although they love you, they will not tell you. But we at New Species, we're going to give you the hard truth, and the hard truth, you can use it to help yourselves to live better and live longer. So, hormones, ladies, hormones are everything. And it is imbalance or troubles with hormones that cause you to have heavy menstrual or menstrual irregularities. And it takes only one mutated cell out of between 40 trillion to 80 trillion. All it takes is one mutated cell, one bad cell, one sick cell. And this is what will happen to your body. This is the evolutionary process that will take place in your body, because a healthy cell becomes a sick cell. It's mutated. So anemia, because of heavy menstrual, is where the body loses so much blood and lose so much oxygen. And the loss of the oxygen caused the breakdown of the DNA and the genes, because the chemistry of the DNA and the genes, you can Google a lot of these things and see the chemical structure of DNA and genes. It makes the genes and the DNA go bad. They malfunction. And the genes create amino acids. Amino acids are protein. And because the gene is making bad amino acids or bad proteins, proteins are what the body uses to rebuild itself, rebuild the cells, rebuild the tissue, the organs. You get the point, right? So the bad amino acids, because the genes are bad, give poor nutrition to the cells, and the cells become malnourished and sick. And when something is sick, that's what leads to mutation and eventually malignancy. Malignancy is just the final evolutionary step where something is dying. So whether it's a cell, it's a person, it's a plant, a stone, it's just the chemistry of the universe. Everything, whether it's living or non-living, that's the same way it works. It breaks down over time. So you have the amino acids that are sick, feeding organs. The organs will become sick. And then you have the hemoglobin that carry oxygen when it's low. That's why it is so dangerous, because when you have low hemoglobin, it leads to diseases and cancers, because hemoglobin carries oxygen. So when the doctors say you're anemic, I know a lot of you ladies are thinking that, oh, I don't have enough blood. That's the least of your issue. The big issue is that you don't have enough hemoglobin to carry oxygen. You don't have enough hemoglobin, thus you don't have enough iron, because hemoglobin, that's what carries iron as well. You get that, ladies? So now the cells in your endocrine system, your glandular system, let's just speak to these basic ones. Let's begin with the uterus, right? The cells in the uterus. All you need is one to mutate or go bad, and you have fibroids. How that happens is that one mutated cell, the estrogen or other hormones, but especially estrogen, will cause the one mutated cell to multiply rapidly. And that's how you get fibroids or endometriosis or other abnormal tissue in the uterus. And that in itself lead to further chronic anemia. And chronic anemia also leads to other diseases and cancers. And it's not just diseases in the uterus, it could be anywhere in the body. It could be the brain, it could be anywhere, especially in the endocrine system, in the glandular system. Now, ovarian cysts is usually the result of the abnormal or imbalances in hormones, especially when it comes to estrogen and progesterone. But there are other hormones that are produced by the adrenal glands right above the kidney, like the stress hormones. They can damage the ovary. So you have this chronic hormonal issue where your body may be making too much estrogen, and estrogen and testosterone, those are two of the major hormones that cause sick cells to multiply rapidly. Estrogen, a lot of you know about estrogen, a lot of you know about testosterone. A lot of you ladies who have a lot of hair in places where it normally shouldn't be, usually it's because of testosterone. So that's why you need to just take it step by step. This is how your body breaks down, and then we're going to tell you how you can fix it. So ovarian cysts can lead to all kind of diseases, including ovarian cancer. You all know that. You know, you have the polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's just another one that can lead to fertility. And I could just keep giving you at least 20 different diseases that are caused from abnormalities in the ovary or the uterus. And then we're going to turn to the breast glands. If you have lumps in your breast or dense breasts or fibrocystic breasts, you're 4 to 5 times more likely to get breast cancer. And if you're a woman who of African ancestry, it's even a higher rate. And then when women of African ancestry get these type of breast cancer, it can be very aggressive, especially if they get it in their 20s or 30s. Most of them die. Look it up. And then we turn to the thyroid. So a lot of you have thyroid issues very early. Your TSH may be too low or too high, and because the doctors can't help you with it, because there's no real medication to fix your thyroid, there's no pharmaceutical medication, eventually your thyroid start growing follicles like the ovary that lead to nodules on the thyroid. And once you get nodules on your thyroid, it can lead to a lot of diseases. It can lead to over 100 different diseases, including Hashimoto, which is an autoimmune disease, Grave, which is another autoimmune disease. Forget about digestive issues and cancers. Just a massive amount of issues flow from you having a thyroid issue. And yes, women have more thyroid issues statistically than men. And then we get to, it's not even the end, but we're going to end it here. We get to menopause. So ladies, you start having your menstrual from 9 to 13 years old, and you start seeing abnormalities in your teens. It is likely, if you're alive by the time you get to menopause at 50, 49, 50 to 55, it is likely that you're going to live in menopausal hell. And that menopausal hell will cause you, most of you, to get osteoarthritis and heart disease and blood pressure and diabetes. And then all the issues I just mentioned before with the uterus, the ovary, the thyroid, the breast glands, all those issues now multiply because your body is older and weaker. The hormonal imbalance is more chronic in the opposite direction. And now you can get cancer in any one or all of these organs: your uterus, your ovaries, your breast glands, your thyroid, and you can get other diseases as well in other organs. Because now the DNA and the genes are so bad. They're so badly damaged, so badly mutated in different organs. The beginning of death is now in full swing. And you all know it. You all have family members, whether it's your mother, your grandmother, your aunts, your sisters, your nieces. You all have somebody who has gone through some part or aspect of what I just said. And there's no medical cure, ladies, for any of these. They could do surgery to remove the organs, and maybe that's what some people have to do because it gets so bad, but there's no medical cure. But guess what? You can fix them. Your body can fix them. And we at NuSpecian can guide you how to fix them. And even if we help you to fix them and they're not fixed completely, we can still help you to stabilize your body, your immune system, your hormonal system, so you can still live your long life that God intended you to live. So you have, as Mary said before, we help you to live better and longer. So we have lifespan and we have life expectancy. Lifespan is when we're born, our genes are good, our cells are good, our organs are good, and short of being hit by a bus, you're going to live 80, 90, or 100 plus years. Lifespan based on genetics. Those genes and DNA start to mutate, they start going bad, they start to become malignant. Now you have life expectancy. And any doctor, any scientist could work it out for you on a computer and tell you how long you're likely to live if these issues are not fixed. And very often, they can measure it very accurately if you don't do something to fix it. So this is just an overview of women's health. And if you have questions, you can ask, whether this week or in the weeks to come, you can ask us. But I would say, Mary, that this is the foundation of women's health, and women who are able to manage these issues or avoid these issues, they will avoid diabetes, blood pressure, high cholesterol, cancers, all the things that lead to premature death.
So can we talk a little bit about what avoiding them means? So we're all kind of programmed to think that this is just the normal progression. We're all going to get sick when we get older and we're going to die. And so when symptoms start to crop up, we just think it's normal, right? Our heavy menstrual, or we're cramps, or, uncomfortable feelings. It's just, it's part of life. Deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So what do we need to tell ladies to look out for so that they don't say, oh, no, this is normal, until it's too late?
So 4 or 5 things. 1, germs. And germs include viruses, bacteria, parasites, microbes, and chemicals. So the industrial, or so-called industrial revolution, has skewed in massive amount of chemicals and compounds, massive amount. And it's in foods, water, it's in everything. So a lot of you who use aluminum pots, you use poorly made iron pots, you use pots that have copper on all these softer metals, cadmium. So all those chemicals over time, from food or from the air or from water, they collect in the body, in the cells. Now, I mentioned those chemicals deliberately because those chemicals, our bodies love them. Our bodies love aluminum and copper and cadmium, love them. So those chemicals easily interact with the DNA because the DNA now, let's talk about the DNA. Mary asked a great question, which we're not going to answer all of it this week because we could sit here for the next 6 months. And I'm still answering the question. But the DNA is made from hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, carbon. And these chemicals, when you have copper or aluminum or cadmium or any of those other compounds that are in foods like preservatives, the body collects these because they are electromagnetic, meaning that they're magnetic. They're attracted to our DNA. And if they're attracted to our DNA, they're attracted to our genes. Because the DNA is what makes genes. So whatever is in the DNA is in the genes. Whatever is in the genes is in the amino acids. So you see the evolutionary process.
Right.
That's why the proteins are abnormal. So what you have to do, ladies, is to eat well, drink lots of water, exercise. You know, one of the amazing things, you know, Jill and I and Jill, we were at our plant, manufacturing plant. You know, one of the amazing thing was we have there a water filtration system, filter system. And the water is filtered 48 times.
Wow.
And when you drink that water, it's like you have never had water in your life.
Wow.
It is not sweet. It has no taste, but when it flows on your tongue, you could feel the energy. It was amazing.
Wow.
I don't know how to describe it. Maybe when Jill comes on one of these weeks, she could describe it for you, but it was just amazing.
That's awesome.
And I'm thinking, you know what? I want it at home.
I need a 48-layer filtration system.
We use it to help, make sure all our equipment, is clean.
Right.
Yeah. But ladies, that's what you do. Exercise, drink lots of water, build up your immune system. If you're taking vitamins and minerals, make sure they're from natural foods. Natural foods. They're not made in labs. And I think everything is all the foods are so corrupt is the best we can do.
Yeah.
Unless you do like some people do, live a new species. And unfortunately,
I was going to say, that
costs
is
a
the
few
silver
pennies.
lining, right?
It's a silver lining, yes. It helps you to rebuild your immune system. We have the detox. They have to clean your system. And that's the most you can do.
That, and I would say really pay attention to your cycle. Anything that happens in your cycle that is not normal, which you will only find out if you pay attention and track your cycle, should be a red flag.
Absolutely. And it's the same thing with your fecal matter. When you go to the bathroom and you do your thing, look back.
Yes.
What does it look like? Does it look sick? Does it look bloody? Do you see anything in there unusual? And if you do, go do a blood test or ask for your doctor for an MRI because something is going wrong. So you're seeing smoke by something looking unusual, or or a lot of women tell me that they know they had an issue when they would shower and they feel their breast or they feel their tummy and they feel something there that wasn't there before.
Yep.
And then they would get it checked out and there was a problem. Always there was a problem.
Yeah.
So you have to be your own doctors, people. Not just women now, talking to all of you. If something is not right, it's wrong. And you shouldn't procrastinate and hope it works out.
Right.
If it's there, it's probably been there for a long time and the body wasn't able to fix it.
Right.
It's a great point, Ari.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We have quite a few folks joining us in the chat. Carla, good morning. June, good morning. Derek, good morning. Carla says, good morning, New Species. Keep on keeping on. God bless you, Aston, Jillian, and Mary. Big up to New Species. Thank you, Carla. All right. So we have a few pre-submitted questions. No one's dropped any questions in the chat yet. I'm glad you're all enjoying Aston and captivated, so you can't even be distracted long enough to write a question. But we do have some pre-submitted questions that we're going to start with.
The good news is that we have an answer, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any of these issues, we can help you. We can help you to live better and longer. What you do, just don't wait until it gets so bad that your body is not able to fix it, because there comes a point in time in our health or disease condition where the body may not be able to fix it. God can, but we at NuSpecian may not be able to help you to do so. So you may have to turn to prayer. So I would think you should use prayer as your last resort.
Yeah.
That's what I would suggest.
I mean, God helps those who help themselves, right?
That too.
All right. So, first question, when will the MSM and bee pollen 9 be available? This is from Bo. So I guess I could take this one. It's still going to be a while. Unfortunately, we are making progress. We're waiting on some testing, which can take a few weeks to 3 weeks. Could be a little longer than that. So we're hoping by September, but we can't say for sure yet. I do apologize.
You see, we can get MSM
Yeah.
based on everything we just said a while ago. We can get you MSM. We can make MSM. I was just there at our factory. The problem is we reject batches of
Right.
MSM because it is corrupt. It probably have chemicals in there. It probably had some form of viral matter in there. And we would rather be out for a year rather than sell you something that is corrupt.
Yeah.
So yes, we're losing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because we don't have the MSM. But we are not going to give you something that is corrupt. So please hang in there and wait. We have a clean batch in now, and we just need to get it through testing.
Right.
Because, in case you didn't know, we have to test everything. We don't have to, but we do. We test everything and submit it to the FDA. So the FDA approves it, that you can take it. We don't have to. A lot of companies don't, and about 60% of those nutritional companies have been closed out, have been shut down over the last 5 years.
Right.
So everything you get from NuSpecian is approved. The testing is done and submitted to the FDA. And we have to get the approval before we can release it. So yes, we have it in, but it's going to take some weeks to do that.
Right.
Get it, folks?
Yes.
So we are always looking out for you to make sure that you're getting the highest quality, the highest potency, natural foods, new species foods, everything we ever made from whole foods that we can provide you. So that's just why it takes so long. And FDA means Food Drug Administration. We are the food part. We apply to the food part. We don't know about the other supplement companies. If they don't use foods, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they apply to the drug side
I don't
with
know.
their vitamins and minerals they sell. But we are food, and the FDA sees us as natural foods, truly foods, whole foods, natural foods. And that's why we have to do the testing and submit it. And that's why we're here.
Right. And the other part of Bo's question was bee pollen 9, which we do have in stock. So I'm not sure if you thought that we were out of it, but we do have that in stock. So that covers hers.
Okay.
We have a question in the chat. So this is from Liadi. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. Why is my blood pressure high in the morning and very low at night?
So blood pressure is, as you may know, if you don't know, you're going to know now, is where the blood vessels are shrinking. They're shrinking from the outside and they're shrinking from the inside, or both. That's what caused the pressure of the blood to build up. And then what happens, because there's a buildup, imagine that you have a bottle of water and you have put a tiny little hole in it. And you squeeze it, you see how it spurts.
Right.
So what happens is that when people have high blood pressure, the blood tends to speed up. The speed of the blood, is higher because it's trying to get through these little crevices because of the blockages or the shrinkage of the blood vessels. So in the morning, for some people it's high, and in the evening for some people it's low, and it goes back and forth. No, it's not the same for everyone. So maybe overnight, some people, they have more urinary matter in their bodies that are not being properly purged by their kidneys or by the liver. Just this waste matter that are held onto. So those people, when they wake up in the mornings, their blood pressure could be higher because of the stress of all this waste matter. These are just chemicals that the body is desperately trying to get rid of and can't, because the kidney is still weak, the liver is still weak. So the body hold on to these things. For those people, that could be part of the reason why their pressure is higher, because the more waste matter we have is the more stress our bodies are under. And then in the evening, people would say to me, it's better, it's lower. Well, you get up in the morning, you start to move around, the blood is going to flow better. You're going to have more oxygen because you're moving around. Your body's going to release some of the stress by just exercising, by just walking is exercising, and that's why exercising is so important. So some people would say by midday to afternoon, my blood pressure is better, or it's down. But then it could be the reverse.
Right.
Everybody's body is different. The chemistry is different because of sickness or diseases, because of medication. There's just so much happening to our bodies that people don't stop and think because we're so busy.
Right.
We have a disease condition producing massive amount of inflammation, and then we take medication that produce massive amount of side effects, and the body holding onto those chemicals because the body can't use them. The immune system fighting those chemicals, really fighting those chemicals because they're alien. Anything that's alien, the immune system is going to fight it.
Right.
And that alone causes stress. That alone can cause blood pressure to go through the roof. So, folks, the biochemistry of our body is so complex that is why if you need medication for any disease, you probably need it for life, because the complexity of the human body doesn't afford some simple medication made from 10 or 12 ingredients to fix it. Our bodies are way too complex, and if you were listening earlier, I talk about the breakdown of the DNA,
Right.
the genes, the amino acids, which are proteins, all the way down to the molecular cellular level. Just think about it, folks. Think about each one has its own biochemical reactions.
Yeah.
And then somebody going to pump some medication in your body and say, oh, your pressure should be fine or your diabetes should go away. It will never happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. It will never happen. That's why you have to take your health in your hands. And, we have the starter packages for blood pressure. Maybe one day we should, Kayla, we should just spend some time and just discuss each package, Mary, that you create.
Yeah.
You created them for me, and let people see why we have the starter package and what's in it,
Right.
and why it's in it, and how every bottle is doing something different to the
Right.
body, helping the body to support itself, rebuild itself.
Right.
And then I think that will also help a lot of you to understand, the work that we do to get you to better health and how profound it is. It's truly profound.
Yeah.
So if you have blood pressure, diabetes, or cancer, anything can happen.
Truly.
Anything can happen. It meaning the body could get worse, could get better, depending on what you do. But if you have any disease condition, anything can happen because genes are compromised, organs are compromised, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had a simple answer. I just don't. Sorry.
Our bodies aren't that simple.
No, it's not.
All right. So our next question is from SF. So I've been taking the L-Nu-1 and the colon cleanse for a while now. I don't have any concerns. Is this a good combination for me? I'm
Excellent.
in my 50s.
Excellent combination for everybody from children to grandma, grandpa. Perfect. You're cleaning and rebuilding. You're assisting your body to cleanse itself. You're assisting your body to rebuild itself overall. The LNU helps to support the whole body. The detox, if you're taking the package, helps to support the whole body. You can't do better if you're just trying to maintain and support your body. And of course, the LNU has all the approved vitamins, multivitamins, and minerals. So you're good to go. I say approved vitamins because people keep asking me about B17.
Really?
and why we don't have it.
Oh, interesting.
Because B17 is a powerful, deadly chemical. That's why.
Right.
And it's not approved by the FDA.
Yes.
Again, everything we do is approved by the FDA. When I look at the volume of FDA regulations that we have to comply with,
It's
about
extensive.
6 inches thick, probably about 2,000 pages that we comply with. And again, that's why we're around.
Right. And when people ask why our formulas are so expensive, that's one of the reasons. There's a lot of work that goes into them.
Right. So all of you listening right now or watching right now, you should be thinking, oh, NuSpecian is really cheap. If you guys have to go through all of that, all that filtration system and you got to go through testing. Yeah, we have to pay for all the testing. And it's an independent lab. It's not our labs. We have our labs where we test, but we also have to have it independently tested.
Right.
Very expensive, folks. So we're bringing you the best possible. And the FDA does say that we have some of the best formulas in America. They say that.
Yeah.
So that's a huge statement. They're coming from the FDA that a lot of people hate.
Yeah. All right. Our next question is from EL. What can be used instead of bilberry for a cataract?
So I don't know that bilberry can be used. I know that if you go in Google or the Google doctor, the YouTube doctor, the internet doctors, they'll tell you that, bilberry is good for that. It's good for blood sugar. It's good for heart. It's good for inflammation. It's good for so many things. And all you all should stop and think is that if it can do that, then why do we have drug companies? If you have eye issues, and I'm not being sarcastic, I'm just trying to show you how it happened to me too when I used to go online years before NuSpecian and do research, and I would hear that zinc is good for my prostate because I was always worried about my prostate because of my dad. And I would take all these zinc supplements and realize that I was putting a lot of chemical toxins in my body. So a lot of the people who say these things online, they're people who are in the alley, they're people in the fringe. They don't really know. I mean, if you put any herb in one of these spectral machines that you can see the chemistry, bilberry is not a bad herb or plant. It's a good plant. It's a very good support. But whether it can get rid of heart disease or diabetes or cataract or glaucoma, I don't know.
Right.
I just don't know. What I do know is that we have an eye formula, and between the eye formula, I think we have at least, maybe 10, 12 herbs and plants and whole foods and green foods in those 2 bottles to help with the eye. I mean, if one of those herb or plant or whole food or green food would help the eye, that's the only one I would have.
Right.
But one, will not help, and that's why, someone mentioned the L-Nu1 and the detox. If one herb could help the detox, I would only have one. I'd be happy to just have one in the bottle. But, among our 3 bottles of detox, there are about 20 different herbs. There's about 20 herbs that are in them because we have discovered that's what will support the whole body. The L-Nu1 has about, 9 or 10 ingredients. And it's because that's what will help the body to support itself overall, to rebuild itself, right? So one herb or 2 herbs or 3 herbs, I don't know that it can do anything. But what I would say to you all, try it. If you go online and you see, like a doctor or scientist or herbalist or chemist, whoever it is, say something and it rings through for you, try it. There's nothing wrong with try it. So with the bilberry, try it and see, if it helps you to get rid of your cataract or your glaucoma. And then you come back to NuSpecian and write in this program and say, hey, NuSpecian, I try bilberry. I try, all the different plants, and they help me to get rid of my health issue. I would love for you to come back and tell us that.
Right.
I myself have never tried it. I know it's a good plant. It's a very good plant. It has very good supported minerals.
Right.
But as to whether it can cure, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe it can. I don't see how it can because of the complexity of human biochemistry.
Right. And our bodies are designed to gather nutrients from all different plants because no one would usually walk around eating just one kind of plant.
Right. And to underscore it even more, when our eyes go bad is because of lack of blood circulation, lack of oxygen, the blood vessels start to shrink, and the eye is actually dying. That's what cataract or glaucoma or astigmatism or any of these eye diseases, any organ that's not getting adequate blood circulation or oxygen is in the process of dying. And if what I just said is true, which is absolutely scientifically true, one plant or one herb is not going to fix the complexity of that eye issue. The blood vessels are shrinking, lack of blood circulation, lack of oxygen, lack of foods going to the eye. You know, one vitamin can fix the eye, one mineral, one batch of simple compounds in the plant. Like bilberry has a lot of compounds like phenolic acids. It has a lot of flavonols. Those are all compounds that the body can use to help itself. But, those alone can't fix blood circulation, can't fix the blood vessels shrinking, or if there's plaque in the blood vessels because of cholesterol or triglyceride, it won't fix it.
Right.
So I wasn't trying to answer your question in a simplistic way. I was just trying to show you the complexity of what's happening with that particular health condition, that a herb, is likely our plant would not fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next question, and this is our last pre-submitted question, is should I take the bee pollen before or after a meal?
It's fine both ways. Some people should do both if they have gastric issues, they have ulcers, they have acid reflux, they have, or GERD, they have any of those stomach, intestinal, colon issues. It's good to take it before and after, see if you take it before, because of the salivary glands that are attached to, or they communicate with the thyroid, it will trigger the thyroid to tell the liver and the pancreas what enzymes to produce. That's the purpose for which you would take it if it's for digestion, the bee pollen.
Right.
It would give the liver and the pancreas notice of what's going to come down into the stomach and the small intestine to produce those gastric juices and enzymes to digest the food.
Okay.
And then if you have a digestive issue, that may not happen. So when you eat, then you take it after you eat, hopefully, that process will be triggered. But if you have any of those type of chronic issues, you take it before and after. We just recommend you take it once a day, twice a day. Some people take it, 3 times a day. But if you're chronic, you may need to take it, 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
Yeah. But the purpose of the bee pollen for that particular situation is to assist the thyroid, the liver, and the pancreas to produce the digestive juices, the enzymes and amino acids,
right,
to digest the foods.
And just in case this person is taking it for something other than a digestive
Allergy,
issue,
asthma, sinus, energy. A lot of people take, the bee pollen for energy as well, or for brain disease. It can be used for, in combination at NuSpecian. We don't use this separately for any of those issues.
Right.
It's always in conjunction because disease conditions are never simple. They're very complex. And that's why we're able to help people to get rid of them.
Right.
At least that's why we're able to help
their
people
bodies.
to get their bodies to get rid of it.
We don't do it. Your body does.
Bee pollen alone can't get rid of anything. Yes. Thank you, Mary. Boy, you've been around me a lot.
All right. So that was our last pre-submitted question.
Okay.
We don't have any more in the chat at the moment.
Okay. Well, we're kind of out of time, too.
We are kind of out of time.
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
Oh, 10:45.
Yeah.
My gosh.
We're kind of overtime.
Damn, we're in way in overtime. So, all right. So,
do you want to share a little nugget?
Yeah. So Jill and I and our little one, Gio, Giovanni, we were at our manufacturing plant, meeting with our team, and then the idea get in my brain. I had this formula that I wanted to make for like over 4 years now, maybe even longer, and I decided to just start it. So it's in the initial stage. So just going to show you a little footage of a small section of our manufacturing plant, what it looks like. So you're going to see me and Gio in the shot. So I think Kayla is going to put it up.
Yes, it's up now.
Oh, it's up. It's up. Okay, good. So that's just a little snapshot of our manufacturing, and I know a lot of you've been curious to see something like this, and somehow I decided to show this. Probably not a great idea to show it, but it's too late now, so
You're stuck with it.
I'm stuck now, so I can't take it back. So that's just a brief, snapshot of part of our plan. There was Jill and I were there with Gio, and my little boy was helping to, literally, he truly helped to put the initial formulation together. So I don't know, maybe one day he may become something. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe it will inspire him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't take any questions about that. That's
Right.
just to show you a little something of what we do and behind the scenes that you never have any concept of. So now you have a little better idea of what we do and why what we do is so important and why it works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wonderful. I think this was a wonderful show. Thank you all so much for your questions. We really appreciate you joining us. Thank you, June, for all of your cheerleading. You're always there. Thank you all so much. And just a reminder that Brooklyn will be reopening on the 23rd, and we'll have our friends and family event on the 26th. So we would really look forward to seeing you all there.
All right. Thank you all for joining. I hope all the information we impart to you, you like it, and you're going to share it with family and friends and others. And you should always tell them to join. If you thought what we just did was good, that's all the reason to get your family and friends and coworkers anywhere they are in the world to join and just listen in. And they don't, we're not asking anyone to come and buy, just to get education, just to get knowledge, just to get information you can share. And everything we discuss, take it back to your doctors, take it back to your specialists, take it back to them and discuss it with them. Get verification from them if you need to. But our primary goal is to give you information that matter. It can help you help your family to live better and live longer. That's our ultimate goal. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.